My name is Naomi Carlisle. I'm 23 years old. I am a girl mom to two beautiful little girls, and I'm also a stay-at-home mom. I don't have much time on my hands since I have a 2- and a 3-year-old. My life pretty much consists now of finding Dory, Daniel Tiger, and the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, but it's the best job I've ever had. This is Olivia. She's our oldest daughter. She will be 4 in June. She's like any other 3-year-olds. She loves dancing and swimming. She loves Frozen, specifically Kristoff and Sven. She loves ice cream and goldfish. She really is just like any other 3-year-old. So a typical day in our household, it starts really early. Olivia's an early bird. She's usually the first one up in our house. And she's ready to eat breakfast as soon as she wakes up. So we do breakfast. She's started virtual preschool, so we do that. And then she gets to just be a kid and play with her sister. Obviously, Rett Syndrome impacts how we do a lot of things day to day. And so with social distancing, we have been trying to take lunch dates to Chick-fil-A, and we eat in the car, and that's something really special that has really gotten us through quarantine. And we just try to look for places that are wheelchair and accessible and friendly, like different parks or museums and facilities, and those places are really the only places we can hang out. A visit to the Rett Clinic for our family is an amazing and fruitful experience for us. It was our first time attending in November, and it really was a whole it made such a difference in our Rett journey and in our medical treatments for Olivia. And I can't believe it took us so long to get there, and there is nowhere else that we would take Olivia for her Rett syndrome. I'm pretty certain Olivia's favorite part about visiting the Rett Clinic was the fact that every single time one of the specialists came into the room, they made it a point to take the time and make eye contact with her and address her personally before they even addressed, me and Grandma who's there. And I think that really shows that they understand that, she's the patient and she's the reason we're all there. And it really I could see in her face, we're in and out of specialist doctors all year round. And this was the first time where every single doctor took the time to say her name and to acknowledge her and to let her respond to them when they would ask her something. My favorite part about visiting the Rett Clinic was how welcomed and inviting the whole atmosphere was. From the moment we arrived on campus till the moment we left almost 6 hours later, every specialist, nurse, individual, greeter, everyone there made us feel wanted and welcomed and like they were glad to have us there. And when you're going to visit, a bunch of specialists to get medical treatments for your daughter, you want to feel like these people have your best interest and they're excited to see you and you're not just another patient. If the Rett Clinic wasn't available to our family, I think the approach that we are currently taking to provide Olivia with her medical treatments would be completely different. Since seeing the specialist in November, we've already changed almost 3 or 4 of our treatment plans. And before we left, Olivia was seeing all of the specialists that we saw. But I think that because they're not specialized in Rett syndrome, some things kind of go under the radar and they just treat her as a typical patient instead of a patient who has Rett syndrome. And so them being able to fax over their recommendations specifically geared toward what they saw in Olivia has really changed our approach to everything. Medicines we're doing, tests we're having done, equipment that she needs, and that really makes us feel hopeful and empowered that we are giving her the highest quality of care to combat her Rett syndrome journey. The advice I would give for other Rett families is that Rett syndrome is a diagnosis that literally changes every aspect of your life. seemingly overnight. As soon as you get that call or that appointment, like everything changes. And it can be overwhelming to know you have a child with such complex needs. And your support, your circle is really what's going to get you through it. And it makes a difference. But I think more than anything, you need to have an army of medical professionals who know what Rett syndrome is and who are passionate about enhancing the lives of those affected by it. And all of these specialists want the best for your kid. They're not just doctors. And so having a group of people like that who are behind your kid and who are cheering them on is really what's going to make the difference. And so my advice would be to try to get into a Rett clinic as soon as possible after your diagnosis, and to find that group of medical professionals who are going to stand behind you and help you feel supported in all of the medical decisions that you have to make for your child.